I think we're ready now.
Oh god, that means I can actually hit record now.
Traitor.
Oh man, that would have been a perfect opening, though. That would have been a perfect.
You're going to be so
opening.
worried when you start
record-
recording. You start recording and nothing happens. You're going to be so sad.
Is this the point where I tell you it's a double bluff and I had recorded all that?
Good.
I really hope Coin doesn't content ideas.
Oh, was that what you were singing? I just started singing Mr. Sandman. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I think we were singing 3 different songs.
Yeah, I think we were. It still worked in the end. And if not, we'll just play Atra.
Aw.
Oh.
Nice fine, we'll just steal all the kills. The silence says it all.
The audacity.
No, OBS actually. Audacity is used for only recording audio.
God damn it.
Damn God, but I set up for damning Lee instead.
Anyway, greetings everyone and welcome back to the Dark Tides of Runeterra.
Brought to you today by our sponsor, OBS. Because sometimes you need to record more than your fucking audio, apparently.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew. Ugh.
I have not had Mountain Dew for some time.
I've
No,
never
it's
had.
awful.
I've never had Mountain Dew.
You want you want your stomach to be fucking filled with holes. Like it's awful, and that's coming from someone that drinks both Coke and Pepsi. Mountain Dew's just awful.
To be fair, I remember how long ago was it? It must have been like just a few years ago when we both went through a phase of drinking almost nothing but Mountain Dew, Rebecca.
Yeah, that happened.
Because I know it were around the time we were in Benidorm. Because I remember getting some while we were in Benidorm and being like, it's took me 5 days to find this.
Yeah.
Speaking of fizzy drinks, I'm still pissed off I've not been able to find a shop that sells the Space Coke.
Huh.
Although I think I know why now.
Why?
It's the co-op that sells it.
The co-op.
And not at all because they called it Space Coke.
Yeah, I keep seeing adverts on for that Ocado or something that does the co-op food stuff, advertising
Yeah.
it. So, and the closest co-op I can think of is that one all the way up, like between your place and my place.
Yo, Josh, I actually found the new relic on my very first attempt. This is important.
The one up near my nan.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I can't be arsed walking it all the way up there just to get some Space Coke.
Yeah.
It's pretty shit.
So, last time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra.
I just ordered Amazon.
Because I don't get paid until tomorrow.
Then order it tomorrow.
But I'm in town tomorrow. I could do a giant hunt for it.
Why though?
Because I can't remember if there's a co-op in town or not.
There isn't.
Fuck. Not sponsored by co-op because...
And they're never there when you need them.
Exactly. Last time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra, you all go to a bit of a fight with some Xerxai and some
You
Shadow
got to fight with
Gremlins.
everything.
You manage to beat them up as well as not beat up the butler, because turns out he wasn't exactly a bad person. Well, the caretaker. Jeeves, we'll just call him Jeeves. I think that's what we came to an agreement with last time. After realizing where he was from and realizing there was a bit of similarities there, a bit in common, seemed to be all patched up for the most part between him and Alekxander. He offered you all to go rest up in his room for the night, where he also upgraded your key so that you could open up third level doors now. You managed to free Delris, you managed to free Kuiper's soul, Waffleberg's soul managed to hop into Waffleberg. You also freed a small new companion in the form of a Fury Horn that, as most Fury Horns are, is kind of antisocial. It doesn't like to be babied. Unlike most of the other fucking pets. Speaking of which, what the hell did you do with that dog? Not the blink dog, the little rock dog.
Rock dog?
Much you.
Pretty sure it's still with us as far as I know.
I forgot about the rock dog.
The one that was just eating random like rations, right?
Yeah, this one.
Oh,
And being
yeah.
all like,
Literally no idea what you're talking about. So
wait, what? I've never seen that. I
Yeah,
thought you were on about the other creature we
lantern.
freed.
we got him from the guy with the lantern.
Yeah, we're in the gardens. I'm assuming
took-
he's still around. I'm going to say it's probably waiting outside. Like,
What a
it's too
good
scared
boy.
to come in here.
ultimate good boy.
He's a guard dog. He's standing guard.
He's actually just good boy starter. Thanks, Sansa. Somehow even you can ruin dogs.
It's fine. Marvel already ruined the name
Kidding.
Good Dog. No,
I
Good
would
Boy.
like... No? Can I just say no and you're legally not allowed to tell me?
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't get that option, unfortunately, yesterday. I kept saying I don't want to hear about it, and the unsent still went on about it.
Yeah, because there are people who didn't know who Good Boy was.
They were living their best life until that point.
I want to be very honest. My existence is not to make your existence easier. If anything, it's to make your existence harder. I exist solely to destroy the lives of other people. I mean, I'm going into the American education system, for Christ's sakes. Like, my job is to destroy people's futures, their lives, their existence. That
He's
is the
not
point
wrong.
of my existence.
He's not wrong.
So, Jack, me, let's talk about Good Boy. No, we're not doing this again. We're not transcending 2 fucking campaigns by talking about this bastardized piece.
Essentially, Good Boy described in as short of a time as possible. It's Marvel's fairy,
Oh, okay, whatever.
whose power is he can become his persona. Well, they can become their persona. That's all
Oh,
you
this
need to know.
motherfucker. Yeah, I just forget about him 10 seconds later.
Yeah. So, you all managed to get up to the next floor, which is the relic halls. As you ascend the staircase, leaving behind Mariah's soul because it's the only one you can't free yet, you find yourself in what seems to be a bit of a smaller room than the other ones that you've been in recently, with a staircase going upwards again, and a hallway seems to be going off to the right. It seems to be a lot more well kept, a lot more lavishly decorated than the previous floors. Almost as if this one is less a case of we use this just to torture people and more an actual living quarters. The silence is confidence building.
Alexander is not going to have any strong feelings this way or the other about this room, alright?
That is fair.
Wait. Does it look like a well put together room?
Oh yeah.
I
Sorry.
know already what's coming.
How big is the room?
What? Sorry.
How big is the room?
Not as big as some of the other rooms you've been in recently. Still quite decently sized, but
I was just saying, sorry, knowledge is hitting me like a fucking truck.
oof.
Over there.
If you need to hop out, it's fine.
I may, because I'm just... I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Alright.
Bye.
Sleep well.
So I feel like I need to state this. Her nose just started back up as soon as Delris got back in. I don't want to say I'm not in a pattern, but I'm not in a pattern. So,
Okay, so now back to what I was going to do. Sorry, I was also sending a text message. She's going to reach into her coat pocket.
okay.
She's going to pull out the lighter that's in there. She's going to pull a book off the shelf and light it on fire. Drop it on the floor, slide it underneath whatever burnable substance is there, and leave the room.
I hope that's not important. What was that book?
I hope it isn't either, but that's no longer my problem. She's going to round the corner.
The book, which would have been just on like a little table, just along the walls, as it burns, with just like, not even like any spectral flames, just burns like any normal book would. You can make me a quick investigation check. I'm going to say with disadvantage, just purely because the book is engulfed in flames.
What is it? I don't know, guys.
What is it? It's a book. It's a
burning
book.
It sure is book.
I've actually been redrawing Silveen. I've done this probably like 7 times in the past like 2 days.
But you can't tell what kind of book it is.
I'll quickly put it out.
Okay. How are you putting it out?
Probably prestidigitation. If that doesn't work, probably frostbite.
Okay. Yeah, Mouse put it out. The pages are quite ragged now. Quite a lot of it's definitely charred beyond repair. Well, not beyond repair, because mending exists. But charred beyond reading. Aside from that, just seems to be a large hall. Just seems to be. Doesn't really seem to be that many other books in here. Just seems to be like a few picture frames, that table that the book was resting on, a few jars and urns. Just, if anything, just seems to be the landing part of where you'd come in.
Hmm. If there's no like wealth of information in here, I suppose we can carry on.
Yep. So, are you going ahead or are you going to the room on the right?
Should I peek in the room on the right?
Yes, you can. The door is closed, so you're gonna have to. Well, are you going to just push it open and walk in, or are you going to try and be quiet about it?
I'll do it carefully.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand.
Sliggit of hand 12. My bad.
12. Yep. You managed to just push it open as quiet as you can. Doesn't seem to be stiff. It seems to be quite a well-used door. And as you peer in, it seems to be a library. Like a... Well, at first it seems to be like some kind of library. Just walls lined with books.
Yeah, this door is getting burst open.
He just
Just like opens it slowly, sees what it is. Door flings off the hinges, pretty much.
there's the doors flings off the hinges. You can see more of the room now that the door's not in the way. It seems to be like a mixture between a study hall, well, like a study and a library. Just books lining the shelves, several tables strewn about the place, with either already opened books on the set opened up as if they were halfway through being read, or what seems to be little trinkets and objects with papers stacked nicely next to them.
Oh, this would have been easy living in the days of the Blessed Isles.
He's just roaming around to all the.
How far? Because she just like stepped around the corner from where she burned the book.
Hmm.
How far away is she from that door?
If you stepped around the corner, given the only other ways through this room were stepping around to the room that Kuiper's now in, or going up the stairs, or back down where you came from, you'd either be in the hallway just before this room itself, or just at the top of the stairs.
Well, I'm more wondering because like I'm not super far away from the room. I was just wondering if I would like be able to roll a perception to see if I hear him.
Yeah, well, you can roll perception.
Oh, what did I get?
7.
Yeah.
Kuiper wasn't being stealthy about it at that point. He quite literally booted a door open.
Yeah.
So you, even if you didn't hear Kuiper talking, you would have heard the door go slamming.
He's just gonna kind of like shuffle in.
Yeah.
More.
You'd recognize some of these objects around the tables to be blessed owls in nature and origin.
Home. It's been a long time. She's just going to pick up one of them and kind of look at it.
Yep. You just
She's being very delicate with these. This is the first time I think anybody's ever seen her be delicate with anything.
you just kind of scoop up what seems to be a little jug. Just start to inspect it. And as soon as your hands touch it, the jug fills up with water.
I haven't seen one of these in forever. Her eyes are gonna light up.
Kuiper's like looking over or through her shoulder.
What's
You actually can't see through her right now because she's wearing the jacket. The jacket makes her like almost corporeal. It's when she takes the jacket off that she's like her actual ghosty self.
I see.
what are the other 3 doing?
This room and area are just not of Alexander's purview.
Okay, so you're carrying up the stairs.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay, Waffleberg, Mariah.
They are dead.
Waffleberg's gonna go up the stairs.
Okay, Mariah. Rebecca.
Yep, sorry, my mum was talking to me.
That's fair. Are you heading into the room on the right where Silveen and Kuiper went? Or are you...
Yeah, I'm following Kuiper around.
Okay, so Mariah, you find yourself in the study/library where you see the books and the little trinkets around.
I'll pick up a random book.
Okay. As you pick up a random book, I'm just going to roll something for this. Okay. You pick up a book, and you can't read the language of it. But
This book's broken.
But you have seen the symbols before.
This book Books are never broken, dear. They're simply just written in languages that people long dead can read.
Ooh.
If you
But
want,
don't look at me.
you can make an intelligence check, Mariah, to see if you recognize the symbols. Because oddly enough, you have. Oh, are you able to get to the rolls for that? Rebecca. Paging Dr. Mariah.
Hello, sorry.
Toad.
Parents came in again.
That's fine. Can you get to the rolls at the moment, or are you still not on the laptop?
I've just got my laptop, so it might take a couple of minutes to load up.
Okay. Do you want me to roll an intelligence check for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. And you roll a 17. And you recognize the symbols. Because you've seen them in a certain old temple that you've entered. This is ancient Shuriman.
I was about to say, I was like, there's only one temple I think that we've entered recently.
Ooh.
Long dead, get the bird to read it.
Hold on, Shuriman.
There's something here.
May I take a look?
Yeah.
That's a...
Excitable boy grabs book.
You can kind of understand some of the symbols, because of how
It's like
long
super
back you
old
were.
Shuriman.
Yeah.
Way.
Yes?
Can I roll a wisdom to see if I remember exactly what the jug is?
Yes.
Okay.
Either that or an Arcana check would do.
Which one's higher? Well, looks like the Arcana. Nope.
It seems familiar, but you can't exactly place the name. Kuiper. This book
Yeah.
is indeed ancient Shuriman and tells of the process of ascension. It says of the sun disk and of how those deemed worthy of ascension must head up the stairs towards it. And if they are judged unworthy, their bodies are twisted and their minds are corrupted, and they become the Bakai. But those who are deemed worthy are basically elevated to a godhood. And it is generally reserved for the pharaohs and the rulers of Shurima, but is often gifted to those deemed most loyal or worthy. It also seems to have a list of names, almost as if records of those who went under ascension, with markings next to it of those who passed and those who failed. And yep, Kuiper's reciting that to you too. In fact, I'm going to say, Waffleberg, you can roll me a perception. Let's see if you can pick up on Kuiper reading this out.
He's currently just going through all these names.
Yeah, you hear several names being read out that seem quite familiar to you, Waffleberg. Why do I imagine that's episode is you just slapping the book out of Kuiper's hands?
Exactly.
Upwards or downwards? Like, are you slapping it from underneath so it flies upwards, or just slapping it
Downwards.
Dad, nearly on my... How rude.
He's just gonna slowly put it into the bag of holding. No. Closes the bag of holding. Crawls out on all fours like a crab. No. I said no.
Just as quietly as possible, whispers to Mariah, like,
Do you think they have a copy?
Probably.
I mean, I could make a copy. It would take me about 2 days to make a copy, but I could easily do so.
My hand
And
hurts.
I could translate it all into English for you, although reading would take up most of the time. Writing, well, I don't sleep. So writing, I could probably do in a matter of hours.
Yeah, two
Ooh, I
copies
could help.
exist.
Huh?
2 copies exist.
Points a gun. I don't know where the
Looks
voice
around.
came from. I don't know where this gun came from.
You just took Mariah's gun.
But it's all over.
Ah,
No, you didn't even take Mariah's gun. You just held up Mariah, who's holding up the gun.
Yeah. I don't know where the Mariah came from. I don't know where the gun came from. But the voice, Mariah, get it.
get it?
Who's
Looks around like,
who's there?
That would be me. And you see one of those little shadow gremlins step around the corner. As he's just taking a book and placing it back on the shelf.
he just
That's
blinks.
Mariah.
Now, if I may ask, please be careful with the relics and the artifacts. They are quite rare and unreplaceable.
Most of them are just about as old as I am, if not a little older, actually. Most of them hailing from the Blessed Isles. Home.
The ones around the outside of the room are home relics. Yes, Blessed Isles. These ones are from more around the world.
Does this little gremlin have true sight?
He'll look over to you. And
Because
he'll
he would.
adjust what seems to be an intricate-looking monocle. As he just
Yeah,
closes his other eye and peers through that towards you.
because I was going to say he'd see her, if he does, he would see her as like a very light violet color with black hair, pitch black eyes with like light violet pupils or like irises. And that's just because she is not from the Shadow Isles. It's because she's from the Blessed Isles that she kind of has this like difference between them. But she hides herself constantly in like this green looking, so she looks like she's from the Shadow Isles.
Are you here to be part of the collection, or are you here to study? The master normally doesn't like people studying here.
The master did build this entire place on top of my homeland, so I don't think he really has a say in the matter, do you? Because I technically owned it first, and I'm still alive.
I mean, the
Well,
master also lived here, so
dead, but alive, dead. Kuiper, would you consider me dead, alive, or undead?
I don't know anymore.
I believe the term is yes.
I think you're right. I think yes is the proper term. All of them.
But yeah, no, the master is from the Blessed Isles as well, so he has just as much right.
Her eyes are going to narrow at that. And the books that she has bound to her, as well as the chest, like this little lockbox that's bound to the coat, they're just gonna like unstrap from the coat and like lift up to where she is. She's gonna push the medical journal off to the side, but she's going to open the lockbox and pull out a small parchment of paper and then open the book and just kind of like place the parchment in a specific portion of the book that talks about like the library keepers and stuff, the knowledge seekers of the Blessed Isles, the people that were alive when she was alive. And she's bookmarking that for later because if he's from the Blessed Isles and he doesn't like it when people search things, then he's probably one of those people. Deduction skills.
So,
And then she's just gonna close the book.
we are going to need that book back, the one that your avian friend just took. It's a rare artifact. Not many of them exist, hence why we've had to make copies.
Well then, question.
Yes.
I'll try.
If I stay here within the library with you and make a copy of the book translated to something that my little friend can read, would we be able to take that book with us if it was my book, my blank book that I wrote in?
If you're taking just a copy of it, that's fine. We just want the actual version.
Righty.
After all, it's one of a kind.
Can Waffleberg hear all this going on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Waffleberg is going to walk back into the room. He's going to pretty much hand the book back to the gremlin. Good day. And he is going to hurry everyone out of the room. You have no need for anything in that book.
Nope.
You have no
I'm-
need.
I'm staying. Nope,
Thank
I'm
you.
staying.
That's
Why?
it. Kuiper, how badly do you want to stay?
I wish to just maybe borrow or read a few more things. I will leave that book alone if it's so personal to you.
You will leave that book alone. You will not look at that book. You will not touch that book. You will forget everything that you have seen in that book so far.
That last one's a little more hard.
It's fine. I've got this cat that will help you do it. Modify with me.
Kuiper pretty much like puts his fingers to his forehead and like pulls out a strand of pretty much writing that has everything, like loads and loads of different stuff from that book. Like, it's not going anywhere.
Wahlberg's eyes just twitching. Ah! Fucking walks out of the room, mumbling to himself.
He just sighs.
So, while that's been going on, Alekxander. Okay. So, Alekxander, as you've just been stood there, waiting, just this random shadow gremlin walks past, pushing what seems to be a little cart. And you've quite literally just tried to smack it with the sword. And instead, it just kind of whiffs and smacks the cart instead.
Oh, no.
Right.
And the little object on top of the cart starts to rumble. The gremlin's eyes grows wider. And Henny runs off down the corridor,
Going
abandoning
to
the...
kick this cart directly towards his direction.
I'm snatching Kuiper. If this is happening in the hallway we all just walked into.
No, it's happening up the stairs. So,
Thank
Just
God,
going
I was
to
about to say it.
absolutely Spartan kick that cart in its direction.
Okay, you kick the cart.
It's
Unfortunately,
the
given how
shadow.
damaged, given unfortunately how damaged the cart was from your strike to it, it doesn't really wheel too far away. And
One of the
Alexander
tires
also-
breaks off.
as the rest of you round the corner to see him at the top just staring at this cart as it shudders,
Step back a bit, obviously.
Yep.
I'm not going to wait for it to
I am
slap me
going
in
to
the
need you to
face.
make me a dex save with advantage, though.
Dex save with advantage. Oh my god. Yeah,
that's
that's
a
fair.
fail. As
Lord.
what seems to be a small orb explodes in a fireball.
Fair.
Is he on fire?
No, fireball doesn't set things on fire. Oh, it does. Ignites
It
flammable objects.
does. Yes.
Were you wearing anything that's flammable? I guess.
Probably my clothes.
He's
I was
close
gonna
on
say,
fire.
from the Freljord, there's probably fur.
Wow, that was ass.
That was ass.
Not gonna complain, obviously, but wow. That was ass.
What was ass?
Waffleberg, since you're currently the holder of some of them, you suspect he may have struck what seems to be one of those little beads that was on the cart.
I like to think that Waffleberg's just walking up the stairs, just still mumbling like, something shouldn't be read, some doors shouldn't be opened, and yet these idiots are over there reading knowledge from a cursed place and a cursed place and a fucking cursed place, and yet we're on a mission, and yet they're reading evil books filled with evil knowledge, and what the fuck happened to your clothes? Why are you naked? Jesus Christ, it's like a torpedo.
I imagine, I don't think Fireball is actually supposed to burn worn attire.
No,
Oh yeah, no,
think
that
it-
art's being worn or carried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally to avoid having to deal with wangs every time you cast Fireball.
Oh, see, I was actually gonna say, as soon as it explodes and Silveen sees you on fire, she's gonna slide the jug full of water out of her, from behind her and her coat, and she's just gonna start dousing you with the water inside, just to like, put the fire out. No wangs here.
It does set a couple of the other things that was on the trolley on fire, though.
Alekxander.
Wait,
Waffleberg.
something else on the trolley on fire? Puts the trolley out.
When did you start learning how to explode?
But Alekxander stopped remembering how to hit things, apparently.
That'll do it.
There was a gremlin pushing a
I thought you were in the library.
I'm everywhere, always. I was coming up the hole.
What library?
Explosion.
Where did you find the library?
The same place
Come
we
on.
found this jug.
Every
And
time
he
you leave
holds up the jug
Alexander
of water.
alone, another thing gets blown up. Come on.
So, from where you are at the moment, at the top of the stairs, there are stairs going up beyond that. Unfortunately, there is a door in the way with 4 bells.
Yes, there is at least one shadow gremlin up here. Be wary of him.
There is corridors leading to the left and right as well.
Alexander, who is of course charging ahead as usual, will go to the right.
Okay. So Alexander charges down the direction where he saw the little gremlin run off.
Yep, that sounds fair.
Just as little gremlin's going,
Someone's chasing me!
Silveen's gonna pull her a small pin out of her hair. And to everybody that doesn't have true sight, she's gonna turn violet. And she's just going to slide that pin in her sleeve, give Kuiper the jug that she had. You keep that safe. I have to do one thing and I'll be right back. I promise.
Nods.
Thank you. And she's gonna head back down the stairs quickly to the library. Like she's just gonna
I'm
kind
in
of
the
float
library,
down
by the way.
stairs.
I didn't leave.
Oh, you didn't leave?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then she's gonna go back to the library since Kuiper's not there, and she's just gonna see Kuiper in the library. Hello. Welcome back.
Are you ready for the most party split that ever party split, Lee? Because split, Lee, because this is where we're going,
couldn't.
boys.
Oh.
I mean, I was just gonna ask them one more thing, and then I can get back to the party. Cause I don't
Yeah,
wanna
it's the
split
same here.
You know I will accept this more than any other party member here. I am the leading factor in D&D party splits in the known universe.
Well, then I come in a close, like, second or third, because I'm right behind you on that one. I
I've made
often
no
have
less than
characters
3
that...
characters that are famous almost entirely for their ability to split from the party and go solo.
Yeah, most of my characters just disappear and leave the party to die by themselves. And then just come back and are just like, hello, I'm kind
I
of
once
here to
fucked off
save
and did an
you.
entire floor of a dungeon by myself and nearly got killed like 3 times and just came back and went, I'm gonna have a nap now.
So, you've gone up that
Hey,
way.
this was the weirdest dick
Uh,
measuring contest I've ever had.
I'm assuming Mariah was also still in the library, so you
Yeah.
three are in the library. Waffleberg, are you chasing after Alekxander, or are you going down a different route?
Waffleberg's probably actually ahead of Alekxander because he's not talking to the ghost lady.
Fair.
I never talked to the ghost lady.
So,
Nobody ever talks to the ghost lady except for Kuiper.
uh,
That's why the ghost lady only talks to Kuiper.
Waffleberg and Alekxander, as you race down the right corridor, chasing this little gremlin, there is a room to your left that just seems kind of wide open. Like no door or anything, just you could step through and into it. There seems to be what looks like a chest in there, as well as a few tables with objects on it.
A lot of Alexander's racing around that now is caused by the building impatience that is caused by this dungeon that, as far as Alexander's aware, is basically never ending. And so Alexander will not stop for the loot, because if need be, he can come back when this ends up being another fucking dead end.
I mean, so as you barrel on ahead, as you get closer, seems to like the corridor carries on. Doesn't seem to be many other rooms. Does turn off at the left at the end, but there does seem to be like two indentations in the wall just up ahead. One to the left and one to the right, mirroring each other.
Okay, Alexander will display a little bit of caution, because you can put very nasty things in indentations. He isn't actually that bothered about chasing the gremlin, it just gave him an excuse to pick a direction.
Fair. But as you do show a bit of caution, as you just stop, I'm assuming that the same is being shown by you, Waffleberg?
What was that?
As you followed Alekxander down the corridor, there was two indentations mirroring each other on either side of this corridor before it turns off to the left. And Alekxander has stopped just to be a bit cautious. Are you stopping as well, or are you just carrying on ahead?
Waffleberg is going to... Yeah, he's gonna stop.
Okay. So as you both stop just before these indentations, you can make me investigation checks.
Investigation? Oh boy, I'm fucking shite at
Investigation.
them. Oh, good lord.
Waffleberg, you don't see anything. Alekxander, you see what seems to be a thin light beam traveling between these.
Alexander will look for a small pebble or some shrapnel from some broken brick and throw it.
You pick up what seems to be a small loose piece of a booted trolley and just kind of throw it through the light beam. And as you do so, the lights in this corridor turn red. What seems
Alright,
to
that
be
is
a
not what I
ringing
think.
sound rings through the air.
Oh, that is not pleasant. Oh god, I'm sorry I did that. Alright, I'm sorry, Wolf. Jesus.
And you start to hear the movement and the noise of several devices further down this hall.
Alekxander, probably eyes a little bit watery, will try to look through the noise and see what the fuck he just activated.
Okay, you'd have to peer around the corner to do so.
Alright, that's fine.
And corridor carries on a bit further beyond that, and then turns off to the right. There seems to be two sets of the indentations, and between them, in the first one, it seems to be several spears just jutting in and then back out, and then in and back out. The second one is a bit harder to tell beyond that, until you just see like bursts of green flame coming from between them.
Just set off a fucking an obstacle course.
Hold on. Where there is a trap, there should be. Waffleberg's gonna try to find a way to disarm this trap.
Yep. You can make me another investigation check as you examine where the light was and see if you can trace it.
Did I just roll the same thing?
Yes, you rolled another that one.
Yeah, but it's literally another 8. Can I restart my roll 20? let's restart that because that's the exact same roll. Okay, let's try this again.
Lay.
Yes.
I will be right back ASAP. But if you do get to Kuiper and me before, Silveen is simply going to trade knowledge and an artifact of her like family because the pin is a disguised self pin that she's been using to keep her like appearance as the Shadow Isles, as well as it has like her family crest on it.
Okay.
But she is going to try to see if he'll trade that for at least one small artifact within the library, especially since that book is out of time.
Okay.
Because that book is the one that we got from the Halloween endeavor, so she has ripped it out of time.
Okay.
I will be right back. You take care of them first.
We'll go with the 11, just because I would have said you would have had advantage on that. Just purely because you knew where the thing was now. And
Also,
given it's
he's
already
not
been tripped, you could take your time to do it. So, tracing it along, you do see what seems to be like an etching in the wall, which is hiding whatever mechanics is going behind this. It does go along the wall to the first trap. You can follow the line beyond that to the second trap, and then it goes around the corner.
I see. This line, is it like a wire of sorts or just a line of energy?
It's like you can't really tell because it's embedded somewhat deep in the wall. All you can see is like the glow of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that is the case, Waffleberg is gonna take out a marker.
Okay.
He's gonna mark an X on the wall where the glow is. Alekxander!
Yes.
You said you wanted to get better at hitting things. Hit this X.
Alright, Alekxander sees a little bit where this is going. Alright, Alekxander will pick his best wall-destroying weapon out.
As he does, Waffleberg is going to go further down the hallway away from this.
And reckless attack, cry about it. Oh my god. No!
It's a fucking wall!
I just like the pleasing aesthetic of 789.
That is satisfying.
Yeah, that is,
I've literally
that is
gone
satisfying.
6, 7, 8, 9 in my attack rolls. Oh no. 6, 7, 8, and then 7. Yeah, it's still satisfying, shit. Anyway.
It is a wall, so it's not exactly like it's got a high AC, so yeah.
I mean, I'm literally just going to take another swing, to be fair.
Yeah, you start to hack away at the wall.
Mining away.
You can make me another attack.
I ain't alright.
Yep.
For a fucking second.
I just needed to see if it was going to be a nat 1 or a nat 20, so...
It would have been a nat 1 if I hadn't decided to reckless a wall.
So I'm going to flavour it with the case of giving you our recklessing. The rubble is pinging back at you and bouncing off you, but quite literally, you don't care.
I am the machine.
And you do eventually get down to what is causing the glow.
And what's causing the glow? Let's see here.
Seems to be some kind of tube.
Waffleberg's gonna put on his glasses, put on his safety glasses, and then he's going to put on an eye patch for the fucking fun of it. It's a safety eye patch. Let's go look at the tube. Is it like a glass tube?
It seems to be.
Okay. The energy inside... I'm assuming it's safe to assume that it's magical in nature.
Roll me an intelligence check. Oddly enough, no. Seems to be a wire. Just a glowing hot inside.
Okay, we can do something about that. We can... Is the glass cracked, by the way? Anywhere?
Oddly enough, no, despite the blows that were happening to the wall.
Interesting. Waffleberg's gonna tap the glass.
Yep. Makes little glass ding ding.
I'm back.
Hello, welcome to Wrecking Crew 98, the video game.
Okay, there are many ways that I could break this. But there's only one way that if the glass is indestructible, it will destroy the wire. Waffleberg. First off, is the entire tube glass, or are there like metal connectors?
There does seem to be like little
What?
lynch points where it's
What do you say?
it would be holding it to the
Oh.
wall if the wall wasn't destroyed.
Okay. Well. If that is the case, I'm over fucking thinking it. I'm overthinking it, really, in all honesty. I was like, what spell could I use against a fucking wire? But I'm overthinking it. I'm just gonna attempt to break the glass with a small little hammer that I have.
Okay, just make me an attack.
We'll go with sure, we'll go with it's a
Yeah, again,
Not
as
a
long as it
fucking
wasn't a
hammer.
nat 1 or a nat 20. Just hit the hammer, it's just...
okay. Now
When you
comes
see
the
the crack
ding-
just spread around it.
Now comes the dangerous part. Waffleberg is going to attempt to fully break into the glass. And then he's going to take out some wire cutters with his it's his tinker's tools. He's going to attempt to cut the wires.
As you break the glass, a foul smell fills the air.
I'm a vulture, I can't smell. Wait, can
Alexander
vultures smell?
doesn't know how to tell you this, but whatever you just did just made the room smell like one of those pig zombies we fought earlier.
Oh,
And,
never mind.
That's not a compliment.
Apparently vultures can smell, so yeah, never mind.
I am going to need con saves. You're both fine. It stinks, but you managed just to fight through it.
Jesus, Alexander! If you're gonna cut the cheese, go down the hall a little bit.
Alexander would like to point out, I'm pretty sure this is your wire.
Don't blame technology, blame the user. And by that I mean blame yourself.
Whatever gets you there, Waffleberg.
Waffleberg's cutting the wire.
Okay. And as you cut the wire, the part leading from where you cut it back down to the trigger point goes dead, goes silent. Just basically stops glowing. Continues, however, from the point beyond that, as if the source itself wasn't the little light beam, that was just a trigger to activate it.
Well, shit, that's not at all how normal wires work. Well, in that case, how the traps, how gapped are they?
Let me just check the map there. I'd say like anywhere between 5 and 10 foot away from each other.
Okay.
Like there's enough pause room for you to get through one, stop, and then time it with the other.
5 to 10 feet apart. The first one's the spears, the second one's the fire.
Yes. And you do hear a bit of difference now.
Oh,
As if
okay.
cutting the wire has affected it somewhat.
Oh, good. Well, Alekxander, I've done all I can.
Waffleberg's gonna misty step through the traps.
Okay. Yep. Teleports to an unoccupied space, you can see. So
Is there
disappear to the
any
other side.
deactivation switches over here?
Not that you can see. You can see like the glow still happening and going around the corner.
Okay, you, now your turn to teleport.
Alekxander is going to look at the spears, look at his hammer, look at the spears, and break the spears.
The difference now is, whereas the spears were timed so they were stabbing at the same time, with the snipping of the wire, it's now like the right side stabs, and as the right side is retracting, the left side stabs, and then retracts. And it's doing that kind of thing now, whereas the flames seem to have sped up.
Alright, well, I'm still gonna break the fucking spears. That's
Yep.
at least half of the trap I can try and break.
Yeah, it just means that you'll need to make 2 attacks rather than 1, as you'll be like,
Not
hitting the
going
right when it
to-
happens and then the left when it happens.
Not gonna reckless this one, just in case, because I feel like recklessing around the spike trap is a good way to become a kebab.
Or at least a pincushion. So you break off the right side.
Yep, and then we do a little to the left. No,
Yep.
we don't.
Yeah, no, that still works.
Bloody hell, alright.
It's almost as if, you're attacking inanimate objects. They don't really have a high AC.
But they are moving anyway.
Yes, they are moving, but you got over a 5.
Anyway. I don't know whether it's... No, I will tell you that the standard AC for an inanimate object in 5th edition is 15, but...
Wait, what?
Yeah. The standard AC for, I believe, for a stone inanimate object in D&D is 15, and everything else is just based from there.
Stone is 17, wood is 15,
Well,
glass
that's
is
the
15,
material I meant. Did I
paper
say stone?
and
I
cloth
meant
is
wood.
11.
Yeah.
That's
Because the spears are iron and steel, they would actually be 19. But like all things, subjected to DM rules.
Yeah, I'm going to say these weren't particularly thick spears.
I mean, they were like 200.
Very
and something
disappointing
years
to
old.
Alekxander. Anyway, so now I've only got the flames to deal with, correct?
Yes.
Then there's only one thing for it. I can see them, so advantage, and... Yeah, that's
You
your
managed to
19.
quickly time it, and just about managed to get through before it sets off again.
Alexander's teleportation is not quite as quick. Forgive him.
Waffleberg looks up at Alexander.
Oh, hey, you teleported over.
Does not correct him, it just continues.
Oh. What happened to the spears?
We call it a side effect of Alexander's method of teleportation.
Fair enough. Well, Wizard Xander, continue the way.
Wizard Xander continues the way.
And as you get around the corner, it seems to open up into another room. From where you enter, there'd be another corridor going off to the left, but this room itself seems to be, yeah, again, just like another little study kind of thing. The only difference is there seems to be less objects around, and more strewn open books.
Alright, there's a bunch of books in here. Other than that, is there any particular routes to go from in here, Lee?
Yeah, I said as soon as you enter, there is another
So-
corridor going to the left.
Sorry. Is there anything even remotely immediately outstanding in this room?
If you follow that glow that was going through the walls, you would see it
Which I'm not.
curve around the wall, then back around, and going up the right-hand side of the new corridor.
Yeah, Alexander's not awfully interested in following that himself, so he's just going to follow this new corridor.
Okay, which is where the light beam's going anyway.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but you're not following it. Looks, yeah, Waffleberg. Are you just carrying on as well?
Yes.
Okay. The lights are still blaring, and as you see up ahead, this time a bit more separated apart. It's almost as if it's like 15 foot between the indentations. The first one seems to have, oddly enough, you can't really tell what's there at the moment. It just seems blank. As if there was just nothing set up at all in these ones. The second set, however, seems to have a bunch of broken spears at the bottom of it. And there is one last one, but rather than being a mirrored indent, it's just one indent going to the right. Which you do see just the front end of a chest poking out of.
so there's some broken spears.
Yeah.
Just making sure for my own sanity, they don't look familiar, do they?
They look similar to the ones you broke, but at the same time, it looks less like it's been hit with a maul.
Alright, okay, I can live with that.
Hallway check.
Have we completely lost the gremlin at this point?
You can make me a perception.
Have persuasion and not perception, that's so...
Yes, persuade the corridor. As you're just looking down this corridor, trying to see, you see a small gap between the lid and the main body of this chest at the far end. And you occasionally see like the glint in the eyes from within.
Just gonna literally, like, Wikidot approach child that hole there.
Okay, so as you get to the first indents, make me a dex save.
Do I see this?
Given that you just strolled straight ahead, I'm going to say no.
Alright. Fuck
You
you.
still
it's
just
sex
about
number
managed to
anyway.
avoid it as you
Although I am nosy.
step in the
Whatever.
indent and you just feel like the charge in the air. And you quickly hop forward as what seems to be like an electrical current runs through the floor in that place.
Okay, so all of these indents do different things. Okay, Alexander should have seen that coming a little bit better. Alexander admits fault here.
But at least you've set that up now so Waffleberg knows what that does. Even if Waffleberg could quite literally just Misty Step again.
Fair. Anyway, Wikidot Child Approach Hall.
Yep, so when you reach the second indent, where all the broken spears lay, you feel many eyes fall upon you, just watching you.
Alright, I don't like you and you don't like me, but we can skip to the very end if you want, and I don't mean combat. How about you tell me where my target is and we never have to interact again?
And one of the voices speaks out. Well, why don't you tell us what you're doing in here and, what the bone bag is planning? Because the master
Bone
wants
bag?
to know.
What bone bag?
Fresh. I believe the name is Fresh. After all, that's why you're after him, ain't it? You're after Fresh? So what's Fresh up to? The master wants to know.
I'm sorry, I'm going to... allow me to step back a bit. Your master is not fresh?
Are you literally stepping back as you say that?
Not literally stepping
Okay.
back, no.
Uh,
Figure of speech, stepping back.
Fair. Waffleberg.
Yeah.
How are you getting past this electric floor panel? Are you just Missy stepping again, or? Because
I mean,
you've seen Alexander just quickly hop off it before it triggers. And now you're seeing Alexander talk to voices in the other indents.
it's just a floor panel, right?
Yeah?
I just don't have to touch the floor, right?
You can make me a
You
perception
can make me
on
a
that.
DM did not foresee this and is now rectifying its check.
Make you a what?
A perception.
Perception?
Or hide a little light beam. It's quite literally a little light beam running between the things. That's what triggered it.
Cool. But the electricity won't hurt me if I'm not standing on it, right?
I mean, you assume that, but at the same time, you did see the electricity also shoot upwards. Almost as if it was launched. Almost as if whoever designed these traps thought that there may be people who would either jump it or try and fly over.
Smart people. Very smart people.
I mean, when you're dealing with spirits and such, you've got to deal with things that can float.
That's, you know what, that's fair. That's very fair. I'll give them that. But in that, I think there is a valuable lesson. Did that get sent over? I guess it didn't. Hold on. I
Still on the
apologize.
perception.
There appears to be some issues with the connection between D&D Beyond and Roll20 today.
Oof.
Let's try that again now that I've reloaded. No, okay. You can go back to Alexander while I try to fix this. I'm sorry. You'll see it when it pops
saying
up.
what was rolled down that end?
It's a spell. It's just not.
Okay.
It's not coming up. I don't know. It's bothering me. So I'm gonna try to fix this real fast if there's a way for me to fix it.
So the voices will just look to you. No, our master isn't fresh. Our master's the one true king.
And who is your one true king?
Viego.
Jesus Christ.
Diego. Alright, fair enough.
The voices sound slightly familiar to you both.
Fair enough.
As you, well, the voices, I'll just go. So what is the bone bag up to?
The bone bag. Alekxander doesn't really know. Alekxander just knows that not good.
Is he planning on betraying the master?
Does Alekxander know this? Because I sure as shit don't.
Usually when it comes to recalling these things, I believe it's a wisdom check you make.
It's an intelligence check, but alright.
An intelligence check would be trying to understand something that you
Doesn't
don't
matter,
know.
wisdom's better. Whoop!
You recall back in the underwater temple where you fought Ncorin, he grabbed an orb and said he wasn't handing this over to Viego, but rather was claiming it to help resurrect the being known as Mordekaiser, and that Fresh was the one that sent him to get it.
The only thing that Alekxander can remember is that Dredge is more interested in some being known as Mordekaiser. I can't say that properly.
So he is planning to betray the master then. We should get this
Ah.
information to him. Oh, now it's popped up. Oh, Jesus. Mold Earth. Okay.
Well,
Waffleberg's just molding a little bridge across the thing from the cobblestone stone, which is non-conductive.
Yeah. So you might just cross over via that.
That's not what I was originally going to do, but it wasn't working, so I was like, okay, let's try something else.
well, Alekxander can extra rectify this problem for both himself and your master by killing Dredge very hard. Or your master gets the benefit of having us all killed at the hands of Dredge.
Who
The
you
point
talking
is
to?
that we could really do with finding him.
Who you talking to, Alekxander?
There's a bunch of gremlins in the wall.
As you get to that indentations, Waffleberg. Given Alekxander never stated he was doing so, you can roll me a perception to see what's hidden in the indentation. And that is a pass. Do I have a picture of these? I really hope I do still. If not, what the fuck? If it's going to be there, it's going to be beyond that, because that quite literally... No. Cue me having to scroll all the way back to try and find shit. Can't believe I don't have a picture of them. What the fuck? What you see are several small, sickly purple with green lines running through them beings. And as they emerge a bit more into the light to essentially walk away from you and along that little bridge you've made to tell their master of this, you see corrupted eggplants.
Ha! Okay.
Okay. Bye. It was good seeing you guys again.
Hang on. Do you know it is to Dredge?
I believe he's up the stairs. Go through the library. There should be a teleportation thing there that takes you to the heart of the Isles.
And
That's where you go.
Library.
What?
Where is the library?
Past the 4-bell door.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
To be fair, the key only goes up to 4.
Sorry,
And
wait,
where
hold
can-
up.
Do you know where I can get it upgraded?
There are 3 objects that you put together that should have the power.
Hey, is there a taco place?
You may want to try the Twisted Paths.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so we're looking
So
for
what-
3 objects.
What's this about dredging?
Oh god damn it, what?
Why were we talking about dredging with him, dude? Because look, my deck of cards is not a dredge deck. I mean, I can't lose any of the cards.
We're
in my
looking
deck.
for someone called Dredge. Remember Waffleberg? There was no ing involved.
Who the fuck is dredge?
It doesn't matter. You won't like him. You can put a whopper up his ass.
I
think
Then
it's
you
Whopper.
remember Kuiper has his other bag of holding.
But which one has the whopper in it?
Alright,
God.
Kuiper's not here. Where the fuck is everyone? Never mind. We need to go find these 3 objects.
No, there's another whopper. I
So-
promise I will make another one.
The only thing left is the chest, which you've already surmised probably has the little gremlin hiding in it.
It's gonna, go and crack open the chest.
As you crack it open, this little gremlin just cowers in the bar. He's like, "Hey, no, don't hurt me.
Alright, I have a deal to make with you.
I only work here."
You help us construct this object that we require to get the 4 bell doors open, and you and I never ever have any more problems.
want to speak with your manager, damn it.
Oh
wait,
yeah,
is
that's
that-
actually exactly what they're trying to do, to be honest.
Oh god, he's a bunch of parents.
Look here, I'm the absolute audacity that you would have. The lion, the bitch, and the audacity of this wench.
Alright, Waffleberg. So,
Am I laying it on a little too strong?
how do we create the 4 bell combination, for lack of a better term?
Well, first you take one of these. And he just reaches into the bottom of the chest that he's been hiding in. Pulls out what seems to be half of a bell. Like, do you know, like the bell shell itself?
Yeah,
Pulls out what seems to be half of that.
Alekxander will take it.
There should be another one of those in the little clapper thing that goes inside of it. Those are the 3 objects.
So 2 bells, and
Uh,
the
uh,
thing that makes the bell ring.
Well, 2 halves of the bell shell, and then the
All
little
right.
clasper.
Do you know where Alekxander can find these?
I presume one will be in the study. The other will be in the, well, what we dubbed the storeroom.
Alekxander will point back to the room with the books and stuff and go, "Was that the study?"
No. The study is just as you enter, off to the right.
Alright, and the storeroom?
When you went up the steps and you had the 4 bell door in front of you, it's to the left.
Alright. Alright.
Can I go now?
Well.
I kind of need to repair some stuff that you've broken.
Right. I apologize. Every other shadow gremlin I've met so far has attacked me immediately. I'm sorry.
Except for that one time, I think his name was Jerry or some shit. Anyways,
Jerry's in the study at the moment working.
cool.
So Alekxander's going to start heading to the room that, as I've quoted to the best of my ability, just as I went, but to the right.
And as you're doing so, he's going to quickly... The gremlin that was hiding in the chest go climb out, push the chest to one side, and he's just going to flip a little switch that's behind it. And the lights return to normal and the traps stop.
Oh.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Surprised look on Alekxander's face as he continues to walk off.
We're not all savages.
I mean, that's you know what? Yeah, no, we've wow. Alexander's been a real jerk today. Waffleberg's always a jerk. I'm not apologizing.
That wasn't a dig at you. That was a dig at the gremlins that's in the lower levels.
Yeah, they're kind of assholes. Like, how do you work with them?
We tend not to. They're the ones that fresh kind of tortured and broke their
Ah.
sanity.
You should really get an HR department. There
We
seems
had
to be
one.
a lot of
We had one. He
Oh.
got tortured.
Hey,
well,
there won't be much more fresh for much longer, hopefully. How much is? One way or the other. Come on, Waffleberg.
okay. Yep.
So, as you're
Where are we going?
backtracking,
Yeah.
we will head over to the study itself, where the other three currently are.
I thought we were going to bump into the other room first anyway, but fair.
Oh, I thought you said you were like going back to the thingy and then going to the right, which is what the study was.
There was just as I went but to the right, or just at the start to the left. And
Yeah.
I thought the study was the left one.
All right.
Waffleberg's got to go BRB real fast, so continue with whatever you're doing.
Hang on. The best way to put it is I'll just throw this image in D&D chat. So off to the right there, where it cuts off with that little indentation, is roughly where you've all gone at the moment.
Give me a
The
minute. I haven't
study is
quite
where
found it
they
yet.
are.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right. So where are we?
Just where it's cutting off at the far end with that little corridor part,
Yeah.
because that corridor part would lead to this. So you'd be coming back down this long corridor.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is that there's just a really big fuck off walk back no matter what.
Pretty much.
Right, I see. See, I figured we must have gone on a circle or something, but fair enough. We're just making a big old journey back, I say.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, making our way back, and I guess we'll. So there's one in that sort of ringed area to the left. Presumably, obviously, I wouldn't know this yet, but presumably in that small room with the chest. And there's one in the study, right?
Yes.
Right, I can picture this so much better now. Yeah, so heading back to the study.
Okay. So in the study at the moment, Silveen, you're just trading information and old artifacts with the little shadow gremlin in there. As he's just cataloguing each piece that you give and looking for stuff of equal value that probably won't be too much missed, and just handing it over. Kuiper and Mariah. Is there anything in particular that you two are wanting to have been studying in here?
Not really.
I was going to ask if you had any books on White Mist.
Oh, White Mist. That's be over on this side in the Blessed Isles. No. Ah! White Mist. So,
Wonderful.
he will head over to one of the more emptier tables, lay it down, crack it open, and just blow off the dust.
All the pages blow away.
Quite literally, all the pages still vanish. It's like, oh.
Huh.
Hopefully that wasn't important. So.
I never should have said anything.
He'll just seem to quickly speed read through it, just to try and give himself a little summary. So it seemed that White Mist may be some kind of side effect, or quite literally the evaporated version of the Blessed Waters, or that's at least one theory of it. It's a phenomenon that started arising towards the latter end, if you get what I mean, before the fall.
Wait. Are you talking about, I believe, translating from old word to new words, hallowed?
Yes. Hallowed Mist.
Yeah, well, that honestly, I believe we have a friend that would be a great question for her. She understands her own, well, creation and being.
Oh, and who's this?
We can't tell you. She is going to side-eye to Kuiper, like, don't say her name, because then you'll just be adding her to their records, and they really don't need to know about her.
He simply blinks.
This is all being conveyed in a very, like, glare.
I suppose anonymity is something that has to be admired, I suppose.
It's just your records. There are things that I know have access to them that should never know about such things from the past.
Either way, it seems that the Hallowed Mist, as it's put, it seems to be the opposite end of the black mist that you see around these places. Kind of almost as if the Hallowed, it was one mist at one point, perhaps, and when the fall happened, it split into two opposite ends? Or perhaps the Hallowed one always existed and then got corrupted and became the black? It's,
That would honestly make sense, considering the Blessed Isles. Anybody whose soul resided here when they died, when the Shadow Isles took over, it probably would have corrupted them, twisting the very nature of their own soul into what we could call the Black Mist.
it's one of those things where it's not really understood too much because, well, we didn't get really much chance to study it before the fall. And by we, I mean those who actually had the chance to study it. Of course, my kind didn't come around until after that.
That's very true.
It does have a very esoteric nature.
Here, I will offer you something in return for this book here.
Okay, yeah. What do you have to offer?
I'm going to regret this so much. She's going to take the book that she has, which is a giant encyclopedia of a lot of things that happened on the Blessed Isles long, long before the Shadow Isles, almost all the way up into current history. That's why she's held on to it for so long. It's a part of her family's library. And having handed over the pin, I hate myself for that, but she is going to hand over this book, which will be thicker than way thicker than the book that we are getting. Which she is going to hand it over as a trade for that book.
He's going to examine the book that you hand over. Just look at the little family engraving on the front. Ah, we finally have a complete version of this.
Oh. I would have to tell you that the other version is most likely a partial copy, considering everything my family owned we had copied.
Well, even more so now. Hang on. And he'll just like wander over to a bookshelf and pull off what seems to be an almost near destroyed version.
He's gonna like cringe a little at this.
We found this among some rubble quite some time back.
Where was that rubble?
Oh.
Do you remember? It's been so long since I've actually set foot in this wretched place.
I would believe it was the Stone Lake Repository.
Alrighty. Well, do you have a small map that would take us there? As well as this book about whatever is known about the White Hallowed Mist?
Well, he just quickly checks notes. We do have a copy of this book, so I guess that's fine with that book. As for the map, I do believe we do have a map, yes. Give me a moment, I'll try and find it. It'd be around that time when Waffleberg and Alekxander walk in.
Okay, so she's gonna take the book of the Hallowed Mist, and slowly, cover and page by page, she is going to start mending those portions that are torn and ripped of the book, that are able to be salvaged. I almost imagine this as a moment where she would be holding it next to her in between her and Kuiper. She touches a page, mends it. He touches a page, mends it. She touches a page, mends it. He touches a page, mends it. Like they're just like while they're waiting for him to come back with the map.
Just a bit of information if you're using the mend spell.
You can only use it very minimal times per day.
No, I think it's a cantrip. You have to have the other. If there's like a page missing, you have to have that page to be able to mend it. It doesn't
That's
just
why it was like any pages that can be mended. So if like the pages are old, she's more or less just restoring them
There's
to
like a few
better
pages where they're like
conditions.
got tears going up it, but it's just
Those
about
would
hanging on and such. Like those
Yeah,
can be
those would
removed.
stay. But she's
Uh,
pretty much just like returning its condition to as good as she can get the condition of the book to. Any torn pages will, if they're not completely torn out, they'll just be mended back in and the page will be restored. But if the page is restored and there's a torn piece, the torn piece will stay missing.
So he is going to roll out what seems to be a map of Shadow Isles. I believe here is the Stone Lake Repository.
Alrighty. Well, we'll take a trip there, or maybe I will when everything's over.
Oh, I see your avian friend has returned with
The other one?
Say,
I
you
shall
appear
just-
to be missing a shirt.
I am always missing a shirt. It is part of my culture. Sort of. Not really. Anyway. I don't know what the fuck you are all up to in here, but while you've all been here, playing with your books and toys, Alekxander has
gathering
one third of the key required to get us to Dredge. Have you found anything of even remotest use?
You mean Thresh, dear, and out of all things, we've been gathering up the knowledge of locations and aspects of things that have, well, affected us along our journey. Things
Take
that
what
we
she
should
said
know
and put
about.
it into common for me.
We found useful things. Let me
Thank you.
concentrate. He's still just mending.
After both of them turned back around, go to the book.
Right.
Mariah.
Anyway, I'm not here for pleasantries. You there, librarian.
Yes.
I have been informed that I can get one more piece of this will hold up is half a bell in this particular room.
Let me just take a quick look at that, if you don't mind.
You're not having it. I don't trust you that much.
You see, I need to see if it's, well, A, the genuine thing, but also B, I need to see which half it is.
This humble librarian can be trusted, Alekxander.
Hang on.
Okay,
Sorry, looking for
how about
sense
this?
motive. I need insight. Boom.
How about this? Let's see. This. And he will walk over, and he will pick up what seems to be a fancy-looking urn, and just walk back over to you. If I give you this to hold on to while I look at that, if you think I'm going to do anything at any point with this, you can feel free to smash that, because that is probably going to be more valuable than this.
Kuiper, how much does this librarian like his library?
I wouldn't try anything.
Answer the question, Kuiper.
Well, sorry, what?
How much does he like the library?
Mr. Librarian, how much do you like this library?
It's my life's work.
Alright. On his head, points at Kuiper's. I will entrust you with this item that we need to get to Dredge. What's his name again?
Fresh.
I was just going to call him Dredge. There you go. Right. Holds on to urn, gives half a bell.
Yep, he will look at the half a bell. Oddly enough, the urn he has handed to you, Alekxander, seems to be fairly Yordian in nature.
Admires urn.
Yep.
Very, very in just like, this is a nice urn. I don't even know it's mine.
As you're- Actually, it won't be history. Well, history would work as well, but I will also, if you want to roll it, let you roll a religion.
That would have resulted in the very same flat d20.
I mean, as in you can roll both.
Okay, I guess. Sure, might as well.
You're not quite sure how old this is, but you do recognize the 4 depictions that are on this urn. Of course, you recognize the Volibear straight away. You also see his brother, the ram, Orn, the Master Forger.
We'll hold his amulet for a moment that I'm totally wearing just to piss him off.
You will see a large avian-like figure next to it, which you would recognize to be Aniva, the god that basically the rival tribe to yours, the Avarotans, worship. And then you see the iron boar on that as well. And he just quickly goes over the bell. This is the left one. Trade you back.
Yeah, trades back.
We should have the right hand here somewhere. Also, yes, it's a genuine thing. There's just like the faintest glow when you just kind of tap it. This should be the right one here. There. It's in this. And he'll walk over and pick up what seems to be a large box.
It is once we got to the upper levels of this place, but everyone is just so much nicer up here. Weird.
We're a bit more civilized. And a bit less tortured.
Yes.
Keyword on a bit. We still get it every now and again when we either scuff an object or break an object or lose an object or place an object wrong.
Not like your master very much.
No, but quite frankly put, we wouldn't survive out there.
Alright. Do I have the other half of that bell then?
It's in this puzzle box.
Oh. Kuiper. He's handed me a puzzle box.
What?
He's handed me a box, and it's a puzzle, and it has what I need inside of it, what we need inside of it. Could you help a friend out here, Kuiper?
One moment. I believe in you.
Ooh.
So, you're just examining this thing, this box. It seems to be smooth on almost every side, aside from one of them, where it seems to have what seems to be like a little four-pointed shape, kind of how best to describe this? Kind of like a pointy, brain. My brain can't even do the puzzle, and I'm the one making the puzzle. Fuck. How I words. There seems to be what seems to be a small little disc in the center. And from that, there seems to be channeled pathways going up, down, left, and right.
Uh-huh.
It did also come with this little slip of paper, and unfortunately the master made this one, so apparently he just considers this a form of torture for us. Tedious puzzles and all.
Alright.
Puzzle, you say?
Oh, now your ears perk up.
You can go do the puzzle if you want, dear. I will take care of the book. We're almost through it anyway. And, well,
Okay.
you know.
So, this slip of paper that is handed, like this slip of parchment, seems to be in the same kind of handwriting you've seen in several of these books and several of these note logs that you can assume to be Thresh's own handwriting. And it just says, at first, step 1. Maybe you should check the news to find the path. With the word news in capitals.
This is the puzzle.
It's the first part of the puzzle.
Parts of this fucking puzzle are there?
3, I believe.
Ah!
Do you require a check? Because I'm drawing blanks.
Yeah. You can roll me an intelligence check. In fact, if you're all wanting to do this, you can all have...
Dial up tone.
Kuiper walks over with box, starts hitting it against the table. Yeah. If you're all wanting to try and have a go at this, you can all roll me intelligence checks for hints. Wow, Mariah.
Shit, I forgot you were here.
Wow, Waffleberg. Well, actually not so much wow, Waffleberg. Waffleberg gets +4. Silveen gets +16. Just surprised me because Mariah gets a +0 and got 17.
I'm just so smart.
I got a fucking +0 and got a 17. Where's my wow?
So, Alekxander, Mariah, Waffleberg, Silveen. You're just leaning over to investigate this thing. And also just poring over this. There has to be some reason why the word news is all in capitals.
I'm gonna turn to the librarian.
Okay.
What is the news?
Well, I haven't really kept up with the outside world too much, so I'm not really sure what news is happening out there. Apparently there's some kind of invasion going on, but what do I know?
So, is this disc movable?
Yes, you can slide
North,
it through the
east,
channels.
west, south. That's what I'll do. That's how I will move the disc, whether it goes through the channels or you just
So you
throw
slide
it
it up
towards the channel.
to the north,
North,
east,
east, west,
to
south.
the west, and then to the south. And you hear a clicking sound.
See, moral support.
I honestly don't know how I got that. My intelligence is only a 0. I think my gods just saw an acronym.
They want you to have this one.
Alright. So we're in the puzzle box thing, maybe, hopefully. I want to click.
And you feel a small little panel open on the side.
Alright.
With a
Swiss
number
fuck is
wheel.
a tiny gremlin inside on a computer chair.
It's a number wheel.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, what? What does it say about number wheels?
Part 2 of it.
Uh-huh.
It's just like leaning over now to read the list as well, as quite literally on this little description, part 2 reveals itself. Part 2 quite literally reads, on your travels to Demacia, you see a Freljordian, a Noxian, and an Ionian, all heading towards Piltover, each of which are accompanied by 3 people traveling alongside them. Their wives, their daughters, their sons, each of which seem to be traveling with an entourage of animals for sale.
The answer's 1.
How many people were heading to Demacia?
The answer's 1. There is one person going to St. Ives leave.
Yeah. I was going to throw you off there to go, how many people headed to Piltover? And then I forgot to count it myself. I'm smart, I could trick the people. Shit, I tricked myself.
Yeah, Alexander, who must have heard this at least 72 times when he was younger, just sort of, poker face. 1.
Before it even finishes.
It's just like, just halfway through. Oh, 1.
Oh, this is unfair. I'm going back to the book.
I thought this was gonna be like really D&D, int check and done, and so I thought Kuiper, but it's...
And then
Nope.
a last one slides. And reveals a panel where instead, on the wheels, it's letters now, instead of numbers. And the last clue comes up. What is the name of the vulture of the sands? The failed ascended.
Waffleberg.
No.
It'll fit on there. Look, there's just enough tiles.
Kuiper sees just go down. And he stops mending the book.
Alright, I'm going to try it because I have no idea what any of you are talking about, but he is a vulture. L, how do I spell it? E-Y-R-G?
I think so.
You
He's
trying
never really
Waffleberg.
been.
Oh, Jesus! Someone's getting shot.
Who's getting shot?
Oh, I'm muted. Waffleberg's shooting the box.
Okay.
Can I
Silveen's
make
gonna
a check?
step
Because I
in
kinda
front of
need this box.
Now that I have the AC for objects, let's see. 16
will-
is a miss.
16 is a miss.
It's wait, but he's using ricochet, so it literally ricochets off the box.
No, that's the name of the weapon.
Anyway, does Waffleberg actually succeed?
No,
He said no?
I said no.
No,
Waffleberg will extra attack the box then.
it's not you, it's not you!
Stepping between Waffleberg and the box.
Oh,
I
sure
will
you
take
want
this
to with that
damage.
crit?
I will take this damage.
Who do we
No,
lose?
if someone steps in front of him, he may not pull the trigger, but he will be aiming.
Waffleberg, it's not you. I don't even know why it was suggested to me.
Who
Alright?
is it? Waffleberg, I know you don't want us to know anything about Shurima, or the Ascended, or the magics that surround them. But who is it? Because I know you know, you're old enough.
Can I stealthily mage hand the box towards me? If I'll nod to Alexander.
Sleight of hand.
Oh god.
Alexander is holding on to this box with an iron claw. He's
Never mind.
Waffleberg is silent, gun still pointed.
She's
He's
still
gonna-
dead-eyeing you down.
He's gonna reach through you and he's gonna take the box with his metal arm.
But you can't. I'm still wearing my coat.
He'll fucking rip through the coat if he wants to.
In that case, I will message Alexander.
yeah.
Either Valantras or the name he saw in the book.
Alexander will turn away from Waffleberg.
If you want the answer, give me the box.
Does Waffleberg
I'm
seem to
not playing games. If you want the answer, give me the box.
He's telling the truth. He's not trying to deceive or anything. He's just dead on. Now looking at Alexander, the gun still pointed at the ghost.
I'm gonna turn to Alexander.
I don't think he's actually ever been quite so truthful in his life.
but does the
He
box
probably
open?
hasn't, but if he's willing to give us the answer, even though he won't tell us,
We'll pass
might
Alexander
as well
box,
give him the box.
through Silveen.
What? You people!
You think a coat can stop us?
It's not the coat. The coat's enchanted. It makes her physical. You can't reach through her.
Okay, I'll just do it through your legs.
You still can't do that.
Theoretically, with enough power and force, we could.
I mean, just take her. Just Alexander's. I'm back to him. He could literally just slide the coat off and put the box through.
I mean,
All we
Waffleberg is
have
just
to
gonna
do.
push you
All I
out
have
of
to
the
do is
way.
unrob a party member. Let's go.
He will take
Alright,
the box
then.
the moment that he has the chance.
I was saying take my coat, but unrobe.
Is it Volantis? Because if not, then there's one other.
Was Volantis your original first name? The one that they knew you by in ancient Shurima?
No, which means it's the one other.
Yep.
So it's Pytharius.
Yep. Volantis doesn't work.
So then he will put in Pytharius.
Yep. And a click sound rings out.
Alexander, who has the least clue of what's going on here out of anybody, I imagine, just sort of giving weird looks around and just... Huh. Alright.
And as the
What's
lid
inside
slides
of the
off,
box?
as the lid slides off, you do hear a bit of a chuckling laughter ringing through the halls. Almost as if someone watching this very much enjoyed the discomfort and pain. And inside the box is the other half of the bell.
Is the little gremlin still there?
Yeah, he's there just watching. He seemed a bit disturbed by the laughter and kind of just cowered behind the table.
I imagine everyone in the room is at least a little bit like,
I mean, I'm curious.
So, is the other half of the bell in there?
Can
Yes.
I
No, I
talk
was asking
to you
Waffleberg.
separately?
No.
Why not? It's not like I'm gonna hurt you. If anything, you probably have enough things in that godforsaken bag of yours to explode me about 30 times over, regardless of if I'm already dead or not, old man.
Silveen, do you mind if I try and get the bell first before you piss him off?
You can take the bell, dear. Here. Hands it over.
Oh.
It's not about the bell.
Alright. Possessing 2 pieces of the bell, we'll look around the room and go, Mariah, you don't seem to be doing very much in here. Do you mind backing me up while I go and get the 3rd piece? I think Waffleberg has some things to hash out. Or someone is trying to make him hash out and they're about to get hashed. I don't understand. Mariah! So she does the wave hand motion in front of Mariah's face.
Rebecca?
Eh.
Are you backing
Yeah.
up Alexander?
Sure.
Mariah is getting what we're now calling the Kuiper condition, which is a pair of shoulders to sit on him.
Woo!
So
Mariah's like going for the shoulder rides with Alexander. It's my turn.
Finally.
Alright, you all do your research. Silveen, don't kill Waffleberg. Waffleberg, please don't kill Silveen. I know you can.
I mean, if he does kill me, it's not all that bad.
Goodness, you are a dour one. Alright. Me and Mariah are going to go and get the final piece of this. It shouldn't be too bad. One of the gremlins switched off all the traps down here. Up here? Yeah, up here. And then I will reconvene when I have the full bell. Yes? Yes. I'm gonna go wander off to the final location.
Okay. So, as you two are wandering off for that, Kuiper, Alekxander, and Waffleberg. No, sorry, Kuiper, Silveen, and Waffleberg. There.
Alright. I was gonna say, that's a weird trio.
What are you discussing?
Well, first of all, Kuiper,
Yes.
would you mind accompanying them as they don't get into trouble? At least one of them has a habit of shooting things that they shouldn't.
Very well.
Yeah, we are a terrible combo, aren't we?
Already
Wait,
thinking about that, I was like,
wait.
Alexander's fine on his own. I'm like, but he just brought the trigger happy ball of fur with him.
The two most heavy members of the party have gone off on a solo adventure.
I need somebody with with meteors to go back them up.
Be
But,
gentle
yeah.
with each other. And then he's like, wait up, I'm coming.
Waffleberg. I know you're far older than you look. Do you know who it was, or would you at least be willing to tell just me? I'm dead anyway, I won't tell anybody.
I dislike people like you.
And why is
People who
that?
think they have the right to know everything, to learn everything. But fact of the matter is there are some things that are not worth it, or some things that you should not even try. I dislike people like that. Because all you do is pry and dig at things.
I mean, of course we do. It's what a knowledge seeker does. It's not to be invasive, I would say. In my part, mainly just because I'm already dead, I found solace in learning things about the past as to, I guess, better perceive events in the future. Something more akin to using the past to see the future. When you're dead, things get a little boring.
You think that by knowing the past, you know the future.
Kind of. Little, not really.
And we have nothing to talk about here.
Righty then. I will let you join them if you wish. But I'm going to stay here.
I will give you one detail. Give a dog a bone. This
She's gonna use disguise self to give her, like, little dog ears. Oh, a dog
this
above.
little prison, this mansion, this is fucking child's play. This isn't torture, this is tickling with a fucking feather.
Well then. Somebody capable such as yourself should be able to stop it then. Well, not stop it, because, well, let's be honest, things have already been set into play that can't really be reversed, but I trust you are the most capable of all of us to do so then. If you have seen far worse.
You put too much faith into things.
It's not faith.
Oh,
Not
it
even
is.
hope.
You can call it whatever you want. It's all the same. And at
True.
the end of the day, trying for that past so that you know what the future is, you're still gonna be blindsided.
That's half the fun in it. things change. People die, and events correspond with those that did before. And there are always events within those that are not quite the same. But seeing a corrupt man take over an entire country is just the same as all the others, would you not agree? Regardless of how bad and poorly they do themselves.
You put too much faith in me.
I've put no faith in you at all. I've simply just taken what you say for words, saying that you are the most capable. And if you've
Then
seen
you've
worse, then
taken-
you are capable.
Then you have taken them wrong. Here's something else. You have something very much in common with the answer to the box. You're both dead.
And he will walk out of the room.
And we've been dead together for a very long time. She's just kind of muttering that one to herself. And she is going to bid the gremlin farewell and wait a bit until Waffleberg is gone and head off towards the ruins of her old home.
Okay. So, do you know, like when you were saying earlier, Jack, about are you ready for a big old split the party moment?
Yep.
I don't think you can get any more split the party than half of you still being in the building and the other one going all the way over this side of the island.
Fair. Fair.
Although she will be disguising herself for a majority of the trip whenever she's like senses other Shadow Isles members and like that darkness, she's just going to disguise herself and cloak herself in her own rage and frustration.
Okay.
Just to make the trip a little easier.
So,
Now that she's only one person, she can hide amongst the dead.
Mariah and Alekxander, followed shortly by Kuiper. As you get to the large room to the left, there does seem to be like a hollowed out area, but instead of it, it's kind of similar to how the statue situation, well, the giant crystal situation was at the Vault of the Visani. But instead of a giant crystal being suspended there, it seems to be a large statue. Just stood upright, wielding in one hand what seems to be a large sword, and in the other, a staff. And among here, along the walls, there are various bookcases filled with books, treasure chests both opened and closed, and tables with books lying about, as well as another little shadow gremlin just scurrying about, looking through the boxes, tidying things up. This one seems to be a bit more smartly dressed. Kind of like what seems to be a basic dress and a bonnet. You just hear it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Nope, nope, nope. Yes. Oh, I didn't see you enter.
Aye.
Hi.
Oh, greetings.
Greetings, yes, greetings. Why are you here?
We are looking for the third piece of a bell.
Third piece of a bell. I've got that. She will like dig through the dress thingy in one of the pockets, pull out what seems to be a clasper for the bell. This?
He nods.
Okay. There you go. There you go.
That was easy.
I do ask for just one thing in return, if you don't mind.
I'm listening.
There is a certain item in the relic house that I may need. It's here somewhere, I just can't find it. It looks like a little orb, like a little crystal ball. Can you help me find it?
Sure.
Thank you ever so much.
Why, this
Yes,
is not what
then-
I envisioned when we headed this way.
One helpful hand deserves another and all.
No, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it's not what I expected.
Sounds,
Alright.
sounds like you were made to do a lot of annoying puzzles beforehand.
Yeah, we
Become
did
self-aware,
that.
kill it!
I can already hear him back. He's screaming already. Alright.
Oh, he's
So-
coming with us? That was fast.
Well, hopefully Silveen is now dead and I never have to deal with her again, but
She was already dead.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Also, did Kuiper take the book of the Hallowed Mists?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes?
Because
I mean, if Silveen didn't, then yes.
Yeah. So you four can make me perceptions.
Percepi.
Okay.
Lamau, no.
And Mariah?
My thing's just freaking out. Give me.
Oof. So Kuiper, you're kind of struggling, but upon seeing everyone else get to it, I'm assuming that you're just piecing the belt together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to use mending to fully repair this, given mending doesn't work on magical objects.
No, it doesn't.
But you figure if you just hold it tightly enough and then just clang it, it should work. Okay. Mariah, you're probably helping out with that. Alekxander and Waffleberg, however, as you're looking through the chests, you do indeed find the orb, the crystal ball,
Found it.
sat in a chest. What seems to be a lavish pink cushion underneath it.
Pick it up.
Yep, and the cushion goes with it. And the cushion
Okay.
starts dripping.
Is this a mimic? Ew. Alexander, what the fuck, man?
Wait, I'm gonna hold on. Is this Jeremy?
Waffleberg's gonna take out the fucking arm, the skeletal arm, start waving it in the air. He's gonna then throw it to a corner.
Go fetch!
You will see the chest just slowly grow arms and legs. These limbs seem to be a lot more withered and a lot less muscular than the previous ones that you've seen.
I thought it was gonna be.
This
a
is
buff
not
mimic.
a fight you want to have, alright? I'll
you
break
see it-
those twig legs as quick as you try to lick me.
As you see it slowly trundle, while you're still holding the orb, over to the thrown arm.
Alright, just gonna let go of the orb. I guess that's it now.
Uh,
Is it actually the orb, or is it just part of its mimic, right?
it's the orb, it's stuck to the tongue.
I found your orb. It's in that thing.
Oh, well, I think we can actually just wait it out, I think.
Correction, you can wait it out. We have shit to do.
And as it just kind of sits down with the arm, you see the tongue just drooling a lot more. As it places the bones between the lid and the body of the chest up, and it oddly doesn't seem to have teeth. As it just kind of tries to bite down, but it ends up being more like a sucking motion.
This is the saddest thing I've ever watched.
Well, it's elderly by the looks of it.
Yeah, I worked that much out.
And
I don't see many elderly where I come from. They usually die before they're like 30, but...
With enough of the drool, the orb detaches, and the little gremlin kneels down, picks it up, takes off the bonnet, wipes it clean. Thanks for that. I'm sure this is going to come in just handy.
My hand smells like fetid ham. I bet it come in fucking handy.
She will bow to you, and the little pink flower on the head just kind of sways with the bow.
Huh.
Before she takes off, laughing to herself.
Why do they always laugh? What is it with spirits and laughing?
Have you not just realised that this place is about luck? Let's just get to the
The,
door. I've had enough of this place.
The laughter sounding a lot lot different than her speaking voice.
Cry about it. Anyway, so let's go to this door. It's
Okay.
not too far from where we are, so it shouldn't be too difficult. And then...
Yep, you can as you put the bell together, you clang it, and you see the energy released from the bell go into the ruby. Congrats, the ruby's 4-star. Well, not the ruby, the key is now 4 stars.
Do you want to quickly go and get Mariah's soul?
Mariah, would you like to go get your soul?
Yes, please.
Alright.
As you
We've
turn,
got 2 things left. We're going to go and get her soul, and then we're going to go up there and face the music.
and as you turn towards the door that you entered from to get down to the lower floor, you see the figure holding the orb just run through the door and vanish. A lot taller and a lot less gremlin-like.
Unless it looks like Jeeves, I'm just not interested.
It does not look like Jeeves.
Honestly,
However,
I think we just allowed someone to steal one of, like, Dredge's items, and I could care less.
it does look a lot like a more greenish coloured version of this.
I don't recognize her, so it means nothing to me.
Oh, yeah, well,
She looks like Jailbait.
bad time for Delris not to be here.
Because if you remember, she was corrupted by Viego. So
Ironically, not the only shapeshifter corrupted by Viego. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's go and get Mariah's soul.
so you head back down to the lower level.
Yep.
You head over
Let's
to
go
Mariah's
find that
cell,
boy.
where the body has been replaced now. It is not her father anymore, but rather the one she is crying over is Kuiper's body.
And that, Kuiper, you mean something to the psychopath with the gun.
And oddly enough, the vultures have also been replaced. Instead,
Right.
a large, golden armored Dragonborn is standing over it.
Should that mean something to us, Kuiper and or Mariah?
Yeah, I'm a little confused on this one too. Are we talking about the?
I mean, he looks like a fine specimen I could have a good time with, but that's not the point here, right?
What the fuck?
Look, I'm sorry, we came back down here and I've got Draven back on my brain, alright?
Traumatizing.
Yeah, they're still going. Like, there's
You
nobody
older
in the
than me.
cell and they're still going.
How fucking long have I been muted for fuck's
Yes.
Ah!
You've been muted since before they revealed that the gremlin was Nico.
Right. He just, he doesn't look in the cell, he just hands the necklace to Mariah and just goes, have the honors.
Yay!
You hold
I
it
swear
up.
to fuck if dead Mariah gets up and starts fighting us. Mariah? Kuiper, whatever.
Okay.
So,
I'm
You
gonna
open-
go.
Oh, go on.
I'm gonna go and open it.
Yep. You open up the cell. And as you do so, the Kuiper image vanishes, as does the large Dragonborn. The Mariah remains. And as the Mariah spirit looks up at you all, she quickly starts backing off towards the back wall, being like, no, not again. Not another image. Not another image.
I'm gonna get you.
It is kind of hard to traumatize the mentally deranged sometimes.
Mariah,
I think
make
she's
me
traumatizing herself by not being traumatized. I have no idea what's going on
make me
anymore.
an athletics, Mariah.
What?
Make me an athletics. And I am going to roll an athletics opposed to it on your sheet. And we will see if you catch your spirit.
Oh, fuck.
Also, why is your HP on 27? You've had a rest. Get it back up to 57.
Oh,
We
I
have...
was just slowly dying over here still.
Oh, actually, no, sorry. That's on me. I forgot to put that back up to because you weren't here last week.
I was not here last week.
That's my fault. So, you jump forward to try and grab your soul. Your soul ducks to the right and tries to run out the cell.
Whoa, you're not able to-
Alexander is
Come back
literally
here.
going to pick up the soul and throw it at Mariah, if it's tangible.
Grapple check.
Are we going to play volleyball with her soul?
Quick question.
Yeah.
If this fails, how hard would it be for Waffleberg to do what birds do best and fucking eat it?
Well, luckily,
Yeah,
luckily Alexander didn't fail.
Soul comes towards me, I am going to pick up the soul and yeet it at Mariah.
Yep. I am going to need a dex save from you, though, Mariah, as the soul impacts into you, making you whole once more. Okay.
Oh no.
So I destroy Mariah's soul.
So, the soul slams into you as you teeter backwards. Congratulations, you feel complete and whole again. Unfortunately, you're also finding yourself falling down that hole that you got blown through.
Ah!
To be honest, I really did not think that hole was in here.
Because if you remember, when that fireball hit, Delris got blown to the floor, Alari got blown to the floor below, Mariah got blown to the floor above and into the cell. So that hole's still there. So it's like,
Oh lord, she's falling 2 floors.
Oh my god.
Good job.
That's gotta be at least 4d6 bludgeoning.
it is.
Could I?
If not
I
more.
don't suppose I could cast the Kuiper taxi down there.
Let me just look this up.
To at least.
What is it called again? Floating disc. Let's
Yeah,
just
I
see.
think it's Tenz's floating disc.
Range 30 foot. And occupied space of your choice that you see within range. So quite literally, as you see it fall through, you can look through and be like, bing!
Okay.
Make me a check. Just a quick athletics check, though.
Athletics, that's a weird one. That's a -2.
Because this is less you try to see and more you quickly racing up to the hole to see if you can get it done in time to reduce some of the hole damage.
That's fair.
With a 7, I'm going to say you're taking one of those d6s off it. So she's fallen through both floors, both holes, but she's not hitting the stairs. She's quite literally just hitting the disc. So it's only going to be 8 damage to you, Mariah.
It might put a crack in the disc.
You
Does not sound good. I'm sure I heard a few shoulder plates being put back into place.
You hear a cracking sound, but you're not sure if it was you or the disc, Mariah.
Was that
Just gonna pop my head over the side like, is she alive? Oh, she's alive. You caught her, Kuiper!
Okay.
5 points to Solari. Or whatever you are.
5 points to Lunaridor.
Because it's still a day with Alekxander if he hasn't offended at least 3 party members.
So, yeah, again, you can't say it moves unless you move yourself.
Yeah, I don't think it can.
Alright, I'm
go
just gonna reach
upwards
down and grab Mariah.
either.
That seem fair?
Yeah. It was only we were only ever going to guide it to the stairs anyway, so.
So, as Kuiper backs up as much as he can to help raise it up enough, you just reach down and just kind of grab Mariah by the scruff of her coat and just lift her up.
Alright. You all good? Or as good as you can be after that fall? Wow, she cracked your disc.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must have been the firearm.
That was eventful.
Well, do you feel more
I feel
whole
like-
again, at
I
least?
feel like a Yordle again.
What did you feel? In fact, I want to ask that question.
Yeah,
Can I have the bell back, please?
you do feel joy.
My depression's been cured. I'm happy.
The bell back now, Mariah. Very, very, very.
Session 1 Mariah has been banished to the wells of time again.
On a
Goodbye.
side note,
I was so depressed in that first session. I was just too socially awkward.
shouldn't we have gone back for Silveen?
Sorry. Oh yeah. Oh shit. We'll be passing her when we head to the door anyway. So.
And
All
as
right.
you make your way up to the 4-bell door, as you look into the library, you don't see Silveen.
Fucking here, Silveen!
Waffleberg.
Don't look at Waffleberg.
Silveen, I'm
I
going
said
to
be
walk into
gentle
a
with
room
each
and
other.
attack something. You'll have to possess me.
Waffleberg
Fuck, she
is
isn't in
gentle.
here.
Waffleberg doesn't care. She didn't follow Waffleberg when Waffleberg came back, so Waffleberg doesn't care.
I'll insight. He's like, okay, do you know where she went?
Waffleberg shrugs.
I'm just imagining with that 4, Alekxander, it's like, okay, I believe you that you don't know, but I don't believe you when you saying you don't care. I think you care.
Waffleberg can't make people follow Waffleberg.
Sorry, or
Nick,
Delris, or
you
whatever flavor of person you are today. You have 2,000 sending stones. Is one of them to Silveen?
I believe so.
Well, give her a prod.
I mean, all your sending stones are linked.
A sending stone.
Mhm.
Since when?
She's
Starts
given,
rummaging
she's given
through
the whole
all of his
party a sending
pockets.
stone each.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Alekxander didn't know he had this.
Yeah, we kind of robbed a store.
I'm not going to argue whether you got this. I dare say we were going to use it for more. I've just set that as an attack on my fucking sheet off of the inventory.
Sending a text. It's fucking spam. Hi, we would like to call about your car's extended warranty.
Oh my god, using sending stones to cast dissonant whispers through.
Vicious mockery.
Fucking Smith the Outswan, psychic whispers.
Have
Oh
they,
my god.
have they not had
Long
enough of harassing
chain,
Iggy?
Just gonna use the sending stone. Silveen, where the fuck are you? We're about to go and fight Dredge or Sledge or Wedge or whatever it is he's called.
Bob.
Bob, apparently.
So, Silveen, as you're traveling through the Shadow Isles, try to get back to the repository. You do get a message over the sending stone. Are you responding?
Yeah.
Waffleberg, are you sure?
I know
There's
you're
one
there. I
that you
can see
didn't
your
blow her to
horrific profile
smithereens.
picture and name.
Well, Waffleberg did not blow her to smithereens. There are no smithereens to have blown. They are ghosts.
He makes a very good point.
Okay.
Right, Silveen is not answering. I honestly... I guess we just get to move on. I don't know what to do with this information. And I'm gonna make my way over to the 4-bell door of doom.
Yep. And the door slides into the ground. And as you...
Alexander takes a big breath in. He's gonna grab. He's gonna check his weapons. He's gonna elect to draw. Does he know if Dredge is Dredge? I'm gonna call him Dredge. Does he know if Dredge is technically undead or not?
You don't know if Dredge is undead or not. You know Fresh is undead.
Very funny.
Please
with,
tell
with
me.
that note, I'm going to draw the Redeemer. And Alexander is going to full-blown pelt it up these stairs as the excitement of a good fight gets to him. You just see Alexander take a moment of peace before he utterly fucking decks it.
What were you going to say there, Santa?
I was just saying, I was gonna laugh if it's a dredger from Runeterra. It's just one of those tiny ass single-eyed goblin boys. They're just like,
Oh god, yeah, I know who you're on about.
yeah.
The,
That's why
Bilgewater
that's why I made the joke earlier that I'm gonna have to start throwing cards out of my deck when we meet him, because that's what they do.
I forgot about that. Alright, I'm going Dredge and that lot. Are you talking about some milling in magic? I forgot about the Dredge.
Yeah, running up these stairs, what do I see?
You see a
I'm
giant sign
presentation.
saying, and we're ending it here for this week.
Bastard!
Because it's coming up to 2.5
We'll level up.
hours.
We'll level up. We'll level up. We'll
No.
level up. No. Never gonna get
If anything, you're
fireball.
most likely going to end up leveling up after you've beaten up Fresh.
That is completely fair.
Yay.
So, with that said, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra.